All right. Well, welcome to Fight Back, the premier and flagship program of Fight Back Media. You can reach us at fightbackmedia.com. Go to fightbackmedia.com and sign up for our email list. That's right, sign up for the email list. So when you get an email, you won't be crying and whining and bitching about, I never signed up for this. Why are you sending me all these emails? Oh, I'm just killing me. It's like you're somehow paying for each and every email that you get. Oh, my God. You know what? I'm on my way home. It is Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I'll tell you what. I'll officially give thanks tomorrow for all the things all the blessings I have, including the notice from the cable company on our door, a door hanger on our door a day before Thanksgiving, that we owe them money. Yay! Okay, well, enough of my own personal life. But right now, I want to talk about Donald Trump. I want to talk about Republicans, and I want to talk about stupidity. This morning, I did a Facebook video about campaigns versus reality. A lot of things get said during campaigns, and but let me preface this before I get any further. I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination it is okay to lie to people during campaigns. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But you know what? The pastor of the church that is our covering at my church said this one morning, and I have taken it to heart. What he said was that boys lie and girls like to be lied to. People who are running for office lie. And they get away with it because the electorate likes to be lied to. They like to hear the stuff that they know is not even possible. They like to hear that there's going to be lower taxes and more services. They like to hear that, you know what, one person is going to get elected and their sons and daughters are going to be better people. Everybody likes to hear that. Now, there's no way that that's possible. There isn't any connection between the election of the president and the quality of your young person who lives in your house. That's ridiculous. So these commercials about these little kids watching Donald Trump on TV and how it's going to affect them, that, first of all, none of that crap even happens. Your 4-year-old is probably never going to remember who the heck Donald Trump is. They're not going to know who Donald Trump is by the time they're in high school. Not if you only last one term, that's for sure. So these commercials, and I've got these mailers in my mailbox with this little kid staring at a television with a picture of Donald Trump, and of course, ostensibly Donald Trump is saying all these horrible things that somehow is going to affect your toddler. And, you know, if what Donald Trump is saying about people is so horrific, why are you letting your toddler watch the damn commercials? What is wrong with you? What kind of sucky parent are you? It's ridiculous. So again, what happens is that a lot of things get said in campaigns. Why? Because they evoke votes. They evoke money. And of course, the people who don't say those things, the people who are more moderated in their campaigning, always lose. They always lose. They always freaking lose. The campaigns that say, you know what, we're here, we've got a problem and we got to work on this together. It's going to take a while to do. It can't be done by one person. It can't be done by one election. People who are more moderate and I don't mean moderate in their politics, but moderate in their campaigning, always lose. And why is that? It's because the electorate is stupid. The electorate is dumb. Now, I have sort of moved away from some of the commentary that I normally make, but I'm going to roll back to it. I'm going to roll back to it now. You know, Donald Trump got elected in, earlier this month, 3 weeks ago, and I'm cool with that. I voted for the dude. I'm cool with that. There's no way that I wanted Hillary Clinton to be president. So my choice was Donald Trump. There wasn't any other choice. There wasn't any other choice. There was no Bernie Sanders going to be president. There was no Jill Stein going to be president. None of that crap was going to happen. And that other dude that was supposed to be the Trump alternative, he wasn't even on my ballot. Write-in candidates don't become president. That crap doesn't happen. It's never happened. And writing in Ted Cruz, that was a non-starter. That was never going to work. It wasn't going to work. It was stupid. I only had one way to keep Hillary Clinton out of the White House, was to cast my ballot for Donald Trump. So I did. Now, the things he said, let's start here. The things he said about Hillary Clinton should be in jail, yes, that's true. Now, do I think that now again, campaigning versus reality. Do I really think that Donald Trump should spend the first 100, 200, 300 days, a year of his campaign trying to put Hillary Clinton in jail? Hell no. There are bigger fish to fry and more important things to do. Let's start working on some legislative things that, as long as we have the majority, we can work on, we can get done. Let's not blow that time. Let's not blow that time with all sorts of bullcrap. Like trying to put Hillary Clinton in jail so we can extend this victory lap. Who gives a rat's ass? You know what? If there's still a congressional investigation going on, or an FBI investigation going on Hillary Clinton that results in her being frog marched in an orange pantsuit to jail, fabulous. I don't want Donald Trump to spend any freaking time, energy, effort working on it. If the legal system, if the investigative forces at the FBI and the like want to continue that, cool. I don't want to hear a freaking word from Trump about it. I don't care. If the process starts, the process starts. If it finishes and she's in jail, fine. Because if that's where it was supposed to go, then that's where it's supposed to go. Fine. Fine. I don't want to hear him say, you know what, I don't want to hear him talk about it. I don't. I don't want to see him spend any time with it. What I want to see him spend time with is, can we legislatively roll back the personal mandate on the Affordable Care Act? Can we do that? Does he have? Okay, if we can get that done, that's a major victory. No, that's not a repeal, because I'm telling you, and some of you dumbasses out there, there is going to be no repeal in the first 100 days of the Affordable Care Act. There is zero, nothing to replace it. It is because of the lying that those Republicans who ran for the House in 2010 and 2012 and 2014, and the senators that ran for Senate in 2014, what they kept promising you was that there was some way to repeal this act while Barack Obama was president. Now, what a dumbass you have to be to understand that President Obama was never going to sign a repeal of his signature piece of legislation, something that had by slang, taking on his own name. He was never going to sit there and go, you're right, my bad. Yeah, that repeal thing, I'll sign that. No, he wasn't. That was never going to happen. And you didn't have the votes for an override. Not for that, you didn't. Because there's enough, in the words of Mike Huckabee, bedwetting, hand-wringing Republicans in the Senate, they were never going to go along with it. That's the dumbassness of the electorate. That's the dumbassness of the conservative Republican electorate to actually believe that was ever going to happen before. And now it, frankly, may be too late. It's been 6 years. Almost 7 years. The Affordable Care Act was signed, I believe, in March of 2010. It is, oh my God, it is November of 2016. And it has, unlike Prohibition, it has tentacles and vines in almost every aspect of our life. It's like untangling Christmas lights. There may actually be, no, there isn't any actual easy way to just repeal it and say, it doesn't exist anymore. Because there are landmines and booby traps everywhere in our tax code, in regulation everywhere. Now, and think about all the businesses that have spent millions of dollars on compliance. All the deals with insurance companies that have spent millions of dollars on compliance. All the banks that have spent millions of dollars in compliance. You're just going to tell them no harm, no foul? No, you're not, because that's not how things work. What you can do is start to chip away at it. And if you want to call Paul Ryan and say, the first thing you do is in the personal mandate, in the individual mandate. Because if you can do that first, at least you can free a bunch of people from having to participate. If they choose to participate, that's something else. So you can't force people to buy stuff that, frankly, they don't want or can't afford. Which I believe, and most conservatives should believe, is the most egregious part about the Affordable Care Act. That's the most egregious part, that you force somebody to buy something that they can't afford. That's the deal. Now, making it easier for people to be on Medicaid who are poor, yes. Okay, lower the bar on Medicaid as much as you can from the federal level, I guess. While you're trying to untangle yourself, it's going to take 4 or 5 years to untangle ourselves from a regulatory sense from the Affordable Care Act. So this whole idea that anybody, Trump or anybody else, or Cruz or Rubio or anybody else would be able to flip the switch, so to speak, on the Affordable Care Act is nonsense. It's stupid. And if you're a Republican or a conservative that's pissed off now because he's not able to flip the switch on some of these things, then you're a bigger dumbass than I thought you were. And some of you I did think were dumbasses. I did. I think that you are, and I've said this before, we have a lot of people who are new to the political process that showed up in 2008 that are, quite frankly, not that sophisticated. That really don't understand the level of sophistication in some of the stuff that needs to be done. And it doesn't have anything to do with the establishment or any of that nonsense. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do that some of this stuff is complicated. And and the problem is it's complicated on purpose. It's complicated on purpose to keep you and I from participating. It is. It is. It's complicated on purpose, but it's still complicated. Now, why it's complicated is something that we need to deal with. But a lot of this political crap is complicated to keep you and I from participating. In 2010, I heard people crying, "Read the bill, read the bill," and I thought to myself, "Have you read the bill? Have you actually read the text, or even the abstract of the Affordable Care Act?" It's written by lawyers, for lawyers, to be used by politicians against the people. Nothing there is easy to understand. Nothing there is written in plain English. It's all written in legalese. It's all written in lawyer talk. It's all written in politician talk. It all refers to things that none of us really know about or understand. And it's done that way on purpose to keep us from participating at the level that we think that we should be able to participate in. And the unfortunate part is that the internet and internet hacks and internet celebrities pretend like this is easy. Pretend like anybody can do it. Well, the fact of the matter is that that's not true. It's just not true. Now, should it be true? Yes. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I think it's too complicated. I think these bills are too long. I think they have too many other things attached to them. I think that all these things should change. I don't think there should be any bills that have other things attached to them. I don't think that bills should have riders. I think that they should have maybe a word limit, something that allows the average 8th grader, and I'm going to say it that way, the average 8th grader to be able to read and understand. You should not have to have a law degree to understand the laws of your nation. I don't believe you should have to have a law degree. I don't believe that you should have to have a college education to understand the laws of your nation. So they should be written in a way that an 8th grader can read it and understand it. I don't think anybody else has said that but me. I've not heard anybody else say that. I've not heard Ted Cruz or any of these people who have argued cases in front of the Supreme Court say to you what I just said to you. But right now, I understand it's not like that. It isn't like that. So there is no go there and drain the swamp and flip the switch. There's no such thing. So when President-elect Donald Trump starts saying, you know what, I'm not going to pursue putting Hillary Clinton in jail. I didn't get freaked out. I'm like, okay, because personally I don't care. I don't care. I couldn't care less. I still think there's an FBI investigation going on. So, however that plays out, that plays out. Whatever. There'll be no repeal of the Affordable Care Act in the first 100 days. Of course not. That doesn't make any damn sense. I think that if Paul Ryan wants to keep his speaker seat, then he needs to lead the campaign on the ending the individual mandate of the Affordable Care Act as the first thing done in the first year of the Donald Trump administration, freeing a lot of Americans of having to participate in something that is unconstitutional. I think Donald Trump needs to work on a replacement for Judge Scalia, a conservative constitutionalist to replace Judge Scalia. A Scalia clone would be perfect, and it's the perfect time while you have the majority Again, don't blow the opportunity. You have little time. Don't blow the opportunity. To replace Judge Scalia with someone useful. Maybe someone younger, so it'll last longer, because these appointments are, if they are confirmed, are for life. And to line up, literally, and I know this is sort of macabre and sort of gruesome, to line up conservative justices that you are ready to make the phone call to instantaneously, when some of these other old people on the court either resign, retire, or pass away. Don't miss that opportunity, because that is as important as anything else. As a matter of fact, the Supreme Court is a hell of a lot more important than seeing Hillary Clinton in jail. That's just one of the punitive, conservative wet dreams. I told you that this was her getting indicted, I told you all that a long time ago was just a conservative wet dream. I told you it wasn't going to happen. You know, people like Rush Limbaugh and Mark Levin walk around like they know every damn thing. But the fact of the matter is they know a lot, but they don't know everything. I told you that before. And when they were getting excited, when Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and some of these other people were just getting all sexually excited about Hillary Clinton going to jail, and I started hearing on my local radio show, the morning show, that Hillary Clinton may not be able to finish the campaign because she may be in an orange jumpsuit. I was like, oh, shut up. That's never going to, almost dropped an F-bomb. That's never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. And if we don't ever see Hillary Clinton in an orange prison jumpsuit, and we've got, conservative Supreme Court justices, I'll take that